Hello everyone. Today I will talk about my physics experiment, which is about the effect of release height on maximum induced voltage. The main purpose of this experiment was to investigate how the maximum induced voltage change when a cylindrical magnet is dropped from different heights through a solenoid coil. In simple terms, I wanted to see whether dropping the magnet from higher position would produce a larger voltage. First, I would like to explain the theory behind this experiment. The experiment is based on Faraday's law of induction. According to this law, an induced voltage is produced when the magnetic flux through a coil changes. In my experiment, this happens when a cylindrical magnet moves through a solenoid coil. As the magnet approaches to the coil, enters it and then leaves it. The magnetic field through the coil changes continuously. Because of this changing magnetic flux, an induced voltage is generated. Then let me explain the experimental setup. In this setup, I used a laboratory stand, a solenoid coil fixed to the stand, a digital multimeter connected to the coil with wires, and a meter stick placed next to the apparatus to measure release height. I also used a cylindrical nodule magnet which was dropped vertically through the center of the coil. At the bottom, as you can see, I placed a salt box to catch the magnet safely after each trial. Now let's move up to preparation step. First, I fix the coil to the lab stand and connect it to the digital multimeter. Then I place the meter stick next to the setup to measure the release heights. After that, I align the magnet with the center of the coil and dropped it from the selected height without applying any extra force. While the magnet was passing through the coil, I recorded the maximum induced voltage shown on the multimeter. I repeated the same process for 4 different heights to try to keep the conditions same in each trial, as you can see in the video. And these are the results of preparation step. Now I would like to explain how I found the errors in this experiment. To estimate the error, I used the best fit line on the graph of maximum induced voltage versus square hash. The best fit line shows general trend of experimental data, so I use it as a reference. Then for each data point, I compare the measured voltage value with the corresponding value predicted by the best fit line. After that, I calculated the percentage error by taking the absolute difference between the measured value and the fitted value, dividing it by the fitted value and then multiplying by 100. In this way, I was able to see how much each experimental result deviated from the overall trend of the graph. This method was useful because I did not have the exact theoretical voltage values for each height, so the best line gave me a reasonable way to evaluate the experimental uncertainty. And these are the results of error part. Overall, this experiment successfully showed the relationship between release height and the maximum induced voltage, and the results were consistent with the theoretical expectations. Thank you for listening me.